President Trump's latest attempt to tackle housing unaffordability. What do you think that is? A 50-year mortgage. Darren Botello is on Capitol Hill for us. What's the administration looking to do here, Darren?
Hey, good morning, Stuart. So first of all, they're trying to offer relief to home buyers or potential home buyers all across the country with the nationwide housing crisis. And what they're offering is this 50-year mortgage. It's maybe for people who can't afford the 30-year mortgage, because this would potentially bring down their monthly payments. The president, by the way, Stuart, is receiving a lot of praise for this initiative, especially by Bill Pulte, of course, from the FHFA. With Americans struggling with how prices and also with those interest rates. Take a look right here. Pulte actually posting on X saying, quote, "We hear you. We are laser focused on ensuring the American dream for young people, and that can only happen on the economic level of home buying. A 50-year mortgage is simply a potential weapon in a wide arsenal of solutions that we are developing right now. Stay tuned." This proposal is drawing comparisons to FDR's introduction of the 30-year mortgage and fulfills President Trump's promise to reduce everyday costs. Not every Republican, though, is on board, Stuart, with Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene criticizing the idea this weekend, writing on X, saying in part, "It will ultimately reward the banks, mortgage lenders, and home builders while people pay far more in interest over time and die before they ever pay off their home." D.C. mortgage lender Chris Cox, by the way,
I don't mind a 50-year mortgage. It's a good way to get into a house. I think right now where people are struggling to get a house, you can use the 50-year mortgage to be able to at least get into it and then possibly refi later. Did some little research on it. For example, if you did a $400,000 loan, the payment for a 30-year will be $2,038, while a 50-year version might be $1,822, just principal and interest. This that's a good way to get into the house, but I would definitely say you need to know your options. Everybody has different options. The power of this 50-year mortgage is your ability to get into the house. But is it smart to probably have a 50-year mortgage? Probably not, because you're paying a lot of more interest before you could pay off the principal. But this is a good way to get into the house, use the 50-year mortgage to get into it, and then maybe a year from now, you can refi out of it and then get you a 30-year mortgage, get you something better for your terms when interest rates comes down. So this is definitely something good to use right now, because we all know interest rates are going to come down next year. So if you know interest rates are going to come down next year, who knows when it's going to happen? But when interest rates come down, that means the price of the homes go up. So if you got a 50-year mortgage now, you'd be able to get that right now. And then when the interest rates come down, you can refi into a different mortgage, maybe even a 30-year at the same price, but a different interest rate. So this is just another weapon. This is another thing that you can use to get a home, right? There's so many options that you can get a home. I think a 50-year mortgage will help stimulate people to buy houses because the monthly payment is just too high. But I don't mind it. It makes sense. But I would definitely say do your research. There's nothing in buying real estate that just like a one size fit all. This is just another option for somebody that wants to get in as cheap as possible. Don't mind paying interest, more interest, because you could be paying how many more years of interest, at least 10, 15 years more interest. But it's kind of like just doing a interest only loan when you're doing like properties and stuff. Just to get yourself into it, you're paying the interest and then you can refi out of it to get you a better type of loan that's in your favor. This is another weapon. This is what the wealthy do when they're buying houses, or this is what flippers do. They get interest only loans. So basically, a 50-year mortgage is basically more of an interest only type loan where you pay off the principal probably your last 20 years. But you wouldn't buy this house and stay on the life of this loan, because if you did, then you'll be paying a lot more money in interest. But if you got a 50-year mortgage and then you can go ahead and have it for a year or two and then refi out of it to a 30-year, you're still good. At least you got the house that you want. You got it at the price that you want. This is just to stimulate the economy. So I definitely agree with this. And I don't see nothing wrong with it, but it's just about the people. You have to do your research. Don't think that this is like you're going to get cheaper, and essentially you're going to be paying more money because you have more years of interest, and that's more money going to the bank.
rebutting those comments, telling me if it's not helpful to you, guess what? Just don't use it.
True. I like
I
that.
don't really see where it can do any harm. We'll get maybe
Mhm.
1 out of 200 people into a house that wouldn't do it before. And I think just due to the fact that it's a 50-year program coming in, I don't really see why anybody should care. I mean, if it's going to help somebody in the end, that's great. And if it's not for one night, if it's not great for 199 people out of 200, no problem. Don't worry about it. But for that one person out of 200 has got a unique circumstance, that's where this is really going to come in.
I love that. I really do love that. I love the idea. Think about it. How many people has bought their house from now and paid it off at the end? This generation, our generation, don't really do that. We want to move every 5 to 10 years, so that's just what it is. So you're essentially you're still going to be paying somebody, right? You're going to be paying the bank, or you're going to be renting the space. No matter what, you'll be paying for that house for the rest of your life, unless you end up making a lot of money. You can buy your house cash. That's what I would love to do. I want to buy my next house cash, so I don't have a payment. But not everybody's in that position to do that. So what you do is you have these type of loan situations to where, hey, I'm gonna be paying it on for 50 years instead of 30. I can refi. You can always refi a loan. So if you get this loan, this is why I feel like this is a great play for people that say, you know what, I like this house. This house is a great price right now because the market is terrible. I could take advantage, but I can use this 50-year loan to be able to get into the house. And then once the market goes up and the interest rates go down, now I can refi out of it, make a little money possibly, and then have a probably just the same payment, but only for 30 years. So it's a tool to use to get you into the house, to be able to stimulate the economy, to be able to still stimulate the rental market, because we know nobody's buying real estate. So if you can buy real estate with a cheaper loan to get into the house that you want, and then wait until refi out of it, that's good. That's the reason why people aren't buying homes now. There's a lot of houses for cheap. There's a lot of houses for dumb cheap. It's just that the interest is so high and the payments are so high from the bank, people can't take advantage of the prices right now. But you have some people getting interest only loans. This is what they're already doing. Just give me an interest only loan. I'll pay the interest for a year and I refi out of it when the prices go back up. So there's always ways that you could do it. There's always ways you can flip it. There's always ways you can get into it and be active and make money. But you have to do your research. So whoever your mortgage lender is, make sure they put you in the right position, but have a plan when you're buying a house. A lot of people buy a house and don't understand the next step. We've all been there. We're so excited with the house, but what's the next step? But I don't see a problem with the 50-year mortgage. It makes sense. It's whatever we have to do to stimulate the economy to get people to buy, right? The banks are hurting. Builders are hurting. Marjorie Greer Taylor, she is right. It is putting more money in their pockets because it stimulates the economy. That's what business is about. When an American person spends, there's a business that's making money, right? So that's just what it is. If I give my dollar to this business for their service, they're making money. So if you can have this 50-year mortgage where it helps the people and also helps the businesses to perform and make money, I feel like that's a good win on both sides. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't like it when you do things and in America, the corporate wins and the people don't. This is a situation where this is what I like about this administration is, yes, corporations are going to make billions with the Trump administration. That's okay. You're going to make billions regardless. You got to be honest with yourself. Businesses are in business to make money. I want you to make your money, but I don't want it to be at the damage of people, of American people. So something like this is I can get into a house for a low price, but I can still buy this house and help this company make money. Where's the loss? We can't do what it is though with the old politics, right? Where you have the Democrats and the Republicans before. It's either corporate or people. But what you're starting to see with this administration, people in corporate can make money together and save together. That's a bipartisan agreement. That's where both sides win. I hate the term win-win because I hate that term, but for this, it's a win-win because corporations make money, but the people aren't getting hit over the head. So when we have a Democrat that's in, the people are winning, but not all the people, but the corporations are going down. There's a select few corporations. And then when you get the Republicans, the old school, they'll get in, the Republicans make money, and the people aren't winning. We finally see in this administration what it looks like where both sides are making money and both sides are winning together. So I like this. This is just like I said, like he said, it's just another weapon, another way you can buy a home. It's great for investors. You're telling me I could buy a fourplex or whatever, I can get a 50-year mortgage. My monthly payment is lower, so now I can renovate it, do everything I can, and sell it later or rent it out. When you're doing as an investor, you probably would love a 50-year mortgage because you're not tripping because I'm not trying to pay this thing off. If I have this thing for 50 years, then I got a 50-year tax savings off of the interest of the loan. I'm good. So this is really good for people that are in investing. There's going to be a lot of people when this goes into effect, you're going to see a lot of investors take advantage of this because they're going to be like, oh, I'm good. I can make a lot of money and I don't have to pay the bank a high payment. This is another weapon, another tool I can use to be able to get this property to build my wealth. So you just got to be informed and understand what this is about. But for the American people, for people that want to buy a house and take advantage of this market right now and how cheap these prices are, and they're going to continue to go down probably throughout, I want to say spring, then this is great. This is a great thing for you to have to be able to get that house that you want in a neighborhood that you want for a really good price. And then once the market go back up, rates go down, then you just refi out of it and you locked in. That's how you do it. Be smart.